Alright guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be talking about the fact that the Boruto Anime is supposed to be coming back this week, this Sunday. So we're going to get into all the news surrounding the Kara acquisition arc, the new Kara member, Victor, and his character development in the story. So let's get it. Alright guys, so let's talk about the first character, Deppy. Now, he's an anime original, and I don't know how people feel about this, but I think that is a good idea to bring an anime original character into the Kara arc. But people have had mixed opinions online and so forth that I've saw anyways so far about his character and his character development. So let's get into what we've actually known or has been released so far about his character. Credit to Organic Dinosaur for this scan. So this is what we know about Deppy's character so far, but this scan released by Organic Dinosaur. It says that he's a person that's part of the Kara organization, which we know, and it says that he's atrocious, and it says that you won't understand or know what he's thinking about in order to fulfill his objectives with Victor. He'll appear in front of Boruto and his Kara. So we can gather from this that basically he's going to be some crazy like character. Maybe he'll be like a clown-like character, and I hope he is, because I think that if he can just bring that sort of viciousness we need in the anime that is so badly missing, that he will be a really good character to bring into the Kara organization. Now, I know that a lot of people have mixed opinions about his character design and his character in general, but I just think that as long as the anime executes his character correctly, that I don't believe there will be any problems. But the problem, I just wish and hope that the anime executes his character correctly in the viciousness described in the scan, and we gotta hope that he doesn't become another Yorishiki, because if he does, then a lot of people are going to be unhappy, very unhappy. That's basically it for Deppy. Now we know about his character, let's move on to Victor, who's his partner in crime in the Kara organization in this upcoming arc. So let's see what Organic Dinosaur has for us in this next scan about Victor. So this is Victor's design, and to be honest with you, I don't see a problem with it. It looks exactly like what we saw from the manga, and it looks like what you would expect. I don't have a problem with any of the Kara designs so far. I think that all of them have been done perfectly, and I hope that this continues. But his design is what we expect it should be. I don't see anything, anything exciting about his design. It's just what it is and what it will be. But let's, is what I find interesting though is that it did leave a little clue about his actual fate, but we're not going to spoil that for anime only viewers for now. But let's move on to the actual scan. So the scan for Victor basically says that he was the president of a medical company, which is interesting. That was never mentioned in the manga, and that he was an elder of former shinobi in the war. And I hope from this information that we've gathered that this is good indication that we may be getting an all backstory, which we badly need in the anime. Now, what I find interesting about this scan is it actually mentions that he was a wartime shinobi. So maybe Victor was like in the war in Naruto, and maybe he participated in that battle with the Ten Tails. And if he did, that even brings even more backstory to his character. So I hope that is true, and I'm making the theory that maybe that it is true, and I hope it is true, because if it is, then it brings a lot of depth to Kara, which we never got in the manga, which I think is badly needed, very, very badly needed, because I think more depth to each Kara member gives the group even more, standing among the Naruto OG fans who will be watching this arc with a close eye, especially now that Boruto is entering into its most important manga arc. So that's it for both Kara members, Deppy and Victor. So now I'm going to give you my thoughts on all of the Kara arc and where I think this is heading in terms of the Boruto anime in the next few months. So basically my thoughts on all this is that I think that the arc is going to have to be executed correctly. Now, I have no problem with Victor and with Deppy's character inclusion. Now, Victor is from the manga. Now, Deppy is the anime original, but as long as Studio Paria executes the arc correctly and doesn't mess up Deppy's character, make him childish and annoying, and let Team 7 defeat him and stuff like that, make him Yorishiki like, as long as they don't allow that to happen, now this arc should be okay. But I just hope that they don't mess up and, you know, go down the route of making him a Yorishiki-like character, which can in general just damage the reputation of the Kara group, which was established from the manga. I have no problem with expanding the actual arc itself, or the actual, you know, the actual plot of the arc in terms of the manga plot, but they have to execute it correctly so that it isn't, you know, messed up in general. That's my hope. Also, I hope that they execute the character of Victor correctly and don't go around trying to make him out to be something that he's not, because like in terms of the manga, I'm not going to spoil it, but something did happen to him at the end of this arc, or should, and I hope that they execute it where that as an audience we feel actual emotional connection to him before that event takes place. If you're a manga reader, you know what I'm talking about. So I hope that before that event takes place, that they actually make us feel connected to him emotionally, so that when that event takes place at the end of the arc, that we are, you know, kind of shocked, or people who haven't read the manga are shocked and feel emotionally connected at what took place or what will take place at the end of the arc. So I just hope that there's a lot of stuff that they can do to make this arc be done correctly. It's just about Studio Parrot going about it in a slow, methodical way to make sure that they don't mess up the arc and make it Yorishiki like, you know, anime original character that's similar to Yorishiki, and he get beaten by Team 7, and you know, the common trends that we come to know with this series since its 150 episodes. So it's all about execution. As long as Studio Parrot goes about it the correct way, and they allow Deppy to shine, his character to be involved, and he goes about his character in the way that was described in the scan. As long as that happens, I think most of us would be satisfied. But if it becomes a Yorishiki-like anime original arc that doesn't include with the plot, doesn't move along the plot, doesn't actually include Deppy with the actual plot of the Kara organization, and just allows him to be killed by Team 7, I think a lot of people are going to be unhappy, including me. So it's all about execution. I don't have a problem with Deppy, the anime original character. I always thought that the Kara arc needed more expansion, and I'm glad we're getting that. But I just fear, along with a lot of other people, that they can go down the road of making Deppy a Yorishiki-like character, which will be a mistake, because we need this arc to deliver. We need this arc to be good. We waited very, very long for this arc to be animated, and we need this arc to be executed and animated correctly. And we just gotta hope that Studio Parrot and the people, and Kadoshi and the people that work along with the Boruto series, make sure that Deppy's character is in alignment with all the other Kara members that we've come to know and love from the manga. As long as that is the case, this arc will be done correctly. Now, one of my hopes is that they show us what happened before the events of the meeting in chapter 16, because I think that if that is shown, that can be an important lead on to how Kara become what it is today in the latest Boruto chapter. I'm not going to spoil it, but if you read the manga, you know what I'm talking about. So I hope that we learn more about the blimp and more about, before we get into the actual arc that we all know we want to get into, which is the OW arc. But you know, as long as it's executed correctly, things should be fine. So that's basically my thoughts on everything, guys. And you know, make sure to leave a comment on what you think this arc going to be about, and what are your expectations, your concerns about the arc. And I'll see you guys on the next video.